All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Tyler, and today we have another project here within Cisco Packet Tracer. Today we are going to be configuring ACLs. ACLs stand for Access Control List, and ACLs are typically used for controlling network flow. They enhance network security as well, and they restrict access to specific networks, hosts, and protocols. Because there are two types of ACLs. There are standard ACLs, which are typically used for just IP addresses, and then our extended ACLs, which cover a lot more protocols that go into networking. So we'll go ahead and get started. Before we do, I do want to go over our objective, because without an objective, we won't know what we're doing. If we don't know what we're doing, then we're not doing anything. So today's objective is to configure and verify standard and extended access control lists. That's going to be here within Cisco Packet Tracer. We're doing that to control network traffic based on IP addresses and protocol characteristics, while ensuring proper ACL placement and validating functionality through end-to-end connectivity. And we'll be testing some simulation results. That will just be our ping commands. And so that's what I want to get started with here now, is just a ping demonstrating that I have already configured OSPF on these switches. So I'll just go ahead and click into PC3. I ran a few pings before the video started to confirm. We'll head down some, and we're just going to ping 100.2, which is going to be PC0 on the other end of the network. And we are showing replies. And then we'll head on that side of the topology as well from PC1 and run a ping command to 200.2, which is going to be PC2 here. So we'll go ahead and run that, and we do see that we are getting replies with a 100% success rate. So we'll go ahead and begin with our ACLs, and those are configured here within the switches. So the steps to that configuring ACLs is you must first create the ACLs rule, and then you apply that rule to whatever specific interface you'd like it to take place at. So excuse me. That's Control Shift 6. All right. So we'll do enable. And then we are within switch 1, so we can do configure terminal hostname S1. Just want to name the switch. And so we are in configuration mode. Like I said, we'll create our first ACL, our standard ACL. And to do that, you have to type the command IP access list. And then I'm going to be using the question mark a little bit in this video, just because I noticed I don't do it in a lot of my other videos, but that is one tool that helps me within the CLI. Just if I forget, because there are so many commands that are here within Cisco's iOS. So I have IP access list, and then I'm going to do a question mark, and then it's going to let me know I can do standard or extended. So I'll go ahead and do standard. If I could spell today. We'll do another question mark, and it says that we need to give it a number. It's automatically assigned a number if you don't provide a number. I always provide the word. And so our access list, our standard access list, is going to be titled, let's just do network. So we have it configured. We see we are in that access list mode here. And so now we need to create the rule for our access list, our ACL. And that rule is going to permit network traffic for this end of the network. 192.168.100 will permit it heading out. With ACLs, though, there is an implicit deny feature, so that once we do permit this specific network from heading out of this switch and being able to communicate with the other side, it will deny this side, the 101 network. So to do that, we'll go ahead and do a permit 192.168.100.0 for our network address. And so there we have it. We've just created our first ACL, and we can check that. by doing an end command, and then we're going to do show, I believe it's show access list. Let's do another question mark. And so now it's showing us, for us to see the details of our access list, we could choose either the number or the word. We made that word network. Let's run that again. All right, so it shows that our access list, our ACL that we just created, is permitting network host 192.168.100.0. So now we need to apply this to our interface that is heading out of our network, which is going to be fast Ethernet 03. So we'll go ahead into configure terminal. We'll head into that specific interface. And now we want to apply that. So to apply that ACL, we will type in IP, I believe it's access group. I'll do a question mark, and it's saying, once again, provide either the number or the word. So we'll do the word network with another question mark, and then it's asking us if we'd like to do inbound or outbound. So since it is a permit command that is detailing, we'll permit this network from heading out. So we want to do that's outbound packets, because this network, there's nothing coming in from that network 192.168.100.1. The other two networks are within that 200 with a different subnet. Excuse me, with the same subnet, but within a different network. So we'll do IP access group network, and then it, like I said, it shows either in or outbound. We'll do out, and we'll hit enter. So to go ahead and test that, let's try and send a ping from 101.1 since we did not include that in the permit. We'll head back in and try the same ping command we did at the beginning of the video, pinging 168.200.2, which is going to be this PC here. And I'm going to place it in a simulation mode so we could just kind of see what it looks like from there as well. Slide me to the bottom. Just a bit there. We'll hit enter and we'll do simulation. So we'll play that. Excuse me, let's head back in. We're going to try that ping command, and now we'll take a look. So it starts here, it's heading out, but we are going to get that red X, which means we've only permitted this specific network to be able to head out. And we can detail that as well. Let me go ahead and pause it here. We'll click into our 100 network, because that is the network that we permitted. Head on over to command prompt, and we will try to ping a CPU on the other end. That's in the 200 network. So we'll hit enter here. Minimize that, and as you can see, we are still able to ping the other end of the network on the other side of the topology. All right, so that was our standard ACL. So now I do want to configure an extended ACL, which is just a little bit different. Like I said, those extended ACLs cover a lot more details, typically used for protocols that are allowed in and out. And I do want to demonstrate that here. So we'll head right back on into the switch. We are in configure mode still, so we can create that ACL by doing an IP access list. We'll do extended, and then we want to name that access list. So we'll do, the name for it will be network EX. And so now we're in that configure mode where we can create the rule. And the rule that we can put here, of course, we can do deny, exit, no, permit, or remark. Remark is used to leave comments. We're going to be doing a deny rule. And then it's showing us exactly what we can deny. I pressed that question mark so that we could see what protocols we're able to deny. And we're going to be denying OSPF routing protocol. So we'll type in OSPF. And then we will need, let's just go ahead and hit question mark so it can show us. It's going to ask us a source host is what it's looking for. So that host is going to be 192.168.0.0, meaning that it will block out any of the messages that are being received from this end of the network, since it's within that specific subnet 192.168. And so we do need to add the subnet mask for that as well. And that's going to be 0.0.0.255. And then we're going to have to type in, let's see, after we give it the sub next, it'll say any or host. And so we're going to type in any. We'll hit enter there, and it looks like that rule has been applied. But remember, after we create the rule, we do need to apply it to the interface as well, because if it's not applied to the interface, then it will not, it won't be active per se. So we're going to do an end command. We'll head back into configure terminal. And remember, we're going to be applying it to the Ethernet that is the Ethernet port that's heading out and connecting to the rest of the network. So let's go ahead and do that now. Once we're here in config mode, we can do interface fast. It's going to be interface fast Ethernet 03. And the command will be IP access group. Once you hit the tab button, it'll populate that access group for you. And then we can do extended. That's the question mark to make sure. Yep. We can actually just put the name in, network EX. We'll do one more question mark, and then it's going to ask us if we want to do inbound or outbound. And so we're going to do inbound. All right. So we have that applied. All right. Now that we have that applied, we can immediately see that we got a message from our CLI saying that our OSPF has been taken down, because remember, on Fast Ethernet 03, that's where the access list was applied, the rule per se. So that means that we won't be able to ping into our network on this end 10.2. We're attempting to ping this PC here, and it's just going to time out for us because that ACL was applied to the port that was responsible for each network. All right, lastly, I want to show what it would look like on a different port. While the camera was down for a moment, I removed our extended ACL from Fast Ethernet 03. I just wanted to show that here. There's no ACL applied, which means that we are able to ping out and in again. I want to show that here from this CPU. We're going to ping the other end of the network, showing that we're good going out from the left side, and then we'll ping from PC3 heading in. We'll do a ping 192.168.201.2, which is going to be this PC here. Excuse me, that's 101. And we see that we have a reply because we have OSPF already configured. But I want to apply that same extended ACL to just this port here and show how that is different from applying it to the port that is responsible for the entire network. So we'll head back into our switch. And we're going to do configure terminal. And we'll do interface fast Ethernet 02. And we'll apply that ACL by doing IP access. Yep, it's IP access group network EX, and we'll do in. So that has now been applied to our second Ethernet port here. So now we'll check and see if we can ping into 101.2. We'll head back into PC2. Ping 101.2. 192.168. That's 101.2. And as you can see, we're attempting to ping and we're getting that request timed out. That host is classified as unreachable now because we configured that extended ACL, which denied any type of OSPF for coming into that network. We'll go ahead and try and ping 100.2 just to be sure that we've only applied it to our port that's responsible for that 101 network. So we'll do 100.2. And as you can see, we still have replies. So that is standard and extended ACLs. Like I said, very similar to firewalls. ACLs are for security. They are for controlling the traffic flow in a network. And like I said, just denying or permitting exclusive access to different protocols. That can be ICMP, that can be OSPF, that can be our internet protocols. Just allowing or denying packets to be sent, or just that to be functional, period. And remember, you always create the ACL first, and then you head into the specific interface that you'd like to apply the ACL. It's just as easy as that. Remember to create the rule and then apply the rule. I want to thank you guys for joining me in today's video where we configured ACLs. It's always fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a good one.